What if the absence of gratitude is not a small issue, but a serious spiritual warning? What if something deeper is happening when thankfulness fades? Good day, family. This is video number 3 in our series, Gratitude. Today's lesson is titled, When Gratitude is Missing, Something is Wrong. As we close the foundation portion of this series, Scripture now invites us to look beneath the surface, not just at what gratitude is, but at what it reveals when it is absent. The Bible does not treat ingratitude as a minor issue. It treats it as a signal, something that points to a deeper condition of the heart. Consider with me Romans chapter 1. There Paul describes a downward spiritual pattern. He explains that although people knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks to him. Romans chapter 1 and verse 21. That statement is early in the passage, not at the end. Before thinking becomes distorted, before hearts become hardened, gratitude disappears. Now that ought to tell you and I something. That tells us something truly important. Gratitude is not just a response, it is a marker of spiritual alignment. Now, why is this hard for you and I to recognize from time to time? Well, the difficulty is that ingratitude rarely presents itself clearly. It often sounds like something else. It sounds like frustration. It sounds like exhaustion. It looks like disappointment. And those things can be real. But when they become the dominant posture of the heart, gratitude begins to fade without us even noticing. We begin to rehearse what is missing more than what God is sustaining. Let's focus on this core truth. When gratitude is missing, the heart is no longer rightly oriented toward God. That does not mean faith is gone, but it does mean something needs to be realigned. Let's look at gratitude as a diagnosis and not a condemnation. Scripture does not use this truth to condemn, it uses it to redirect. Consider with me Psalm 77. The psalmist is overwhelmed, questioning, and struggling. But then he makes a shift. He says, I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Psalm 77 and verse 11. Nothing around him has changed, but something within him begins to realign. Gratitude becomes the turning point, not because life improved, but because perspective was restored. Over time, a grateful heart remains steady, while an ungrateful one becomes fragile. Hebrews warns believers about hearts that slowly harden through neglect. Hebrews chapter 3, verses 12 and 13. Gratitude keeps the heart soft, responsive, and anchored. And this is why gratitude is not just helpful, it is necessary for endurance. By way of application, consider your internal posture. Have complaints become more natural than thanksgiving? Has familiarity with God's blessing dulled your awareness of them? Are your prayers shaped more by what is missing than what has been sustained? These are not questions meant to discourage you, not at all. However, they are meant to bring clarity. In our next lesson, we'll begin the diagnostic section by looking at how complaining reveals what is happening in the heart. And as we focus on what's happening in the heart, it will give us another opportunity to appreciate this is what it means to be formed to fight. Thank you so much for spending time with me.